What's good, everybody? SG Scouts here, back with another video. Today we're going to be looking at Malik the Freak Willis, quarterback out of Liberty, and this will be part one in the scouting analysis of his college career. So we're going to be mainly looking at sophomore tape today. But before we get into the film session, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to never miss a video. Now that the football season is underway, expect a lot more content on this channel as we get ready for next year's draft. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. So here we are in the first game, taking a look at Liberty versus Syracuse. So Malik physically, he's about 6 foot and a half inch, 225, so he's a thick boy and he plays like a thick boy, and we're gonna see this on this first play. I'm also gonna put up his stats so far to this point in college, just so you guys have a feel for his production at Liberty. So here on the first play, they're running sort of this 2-by-1 pistol formation. This will be a play action, and they're gonna be running an interesting concept on the strong side. It's almost like a fake scissors, and then the inside guy's gonna curl and the outside guy's gonna actually run deep. I haven't seen it used often, but it's a cool little concept. But there's actually be a blitz, there's be pressure in the pocket. You'll see Malik, he's going to use that 225 frame, and he's going to play like he has it. So he's going to keep his eyes downfield, display good footwork, and then hit this guy on the curl who's going to do well to work back to him. So you see the blitz comes in. Malik at this point senses the pressure to his left, steps up in the pocket, and then creates a throwing angle for himself. Really good stuff there out of structure. I would say this is where he's at his best, when he is working against pressure and using his physical traits to stay composed and standing up tall and looking downfield, keeping the play going. But even with in structure plays, Malik can do some good things, as here Syracuse could be dropping into a cover 2, and Liberty has this 2-by-2 formation. Malik's going to be reading the top of the field. They're going to have a curl flat combo, and you'll see Malik does well to fit the ball in right between that boundary corner and safety, right at the top of the receiver's curl. Great timing, good arm strength, not an easy throw. This is some NFL level stuff. But you'll see as that sideline level arm strength fits that in right there. You see at this point, he's already got the ball back ready to throw, and you'll see that receiver is just barely past the boundary corner. So this is good anticipation here. And like I said, great arm strength to get it there. Here on the very next play, Liberty's going to be in the pistol formation again. There's going to be 3 routes on the outside, and Malik's going to be looking to the weak side. Syracuse just playing man coverage with a blitz in the from the linebackers. So Malik's going to do well here to stay composed in the pocket. And this is just another great display of his arm strength. And, this is a very difficult throw to make. Definitely NFL level. You see how quickly he flicks from his back foot and, lays an accurate pass into tight coverage. Very impressive. Composed in the pocket, like I said, and then just showing off that arm strength. So from what we've seen so far, we can tell that Malik is a big quarterback, tough in the pocket, great arm. And he does his best work outside of the pocket, creating throwing lanes for himself in the face of pressure. He does a great job keeping his eyes downfield and extending plays. But he also has, the arm talent and some mental processing to, be successful as a quarterback in structure in the pocket. But there's also another dimension to his game. He is a dual threat quarterback. And you'll see here Liberty's going to be running a straight QB draw out of the 2-by-2 formation here. And this is another way to beat man coverage even at the NFL level. As you'll see, that's what Syracuse will be running on this play, and it'll create an open running lane for Malik, and he's going to do well to explode between the blockers and then create a huge play for his team. So this is something that I think will be very valuable at the next level, keeping the defense on their toes at all times with this explosive rushing ability that he has. Now, with all the positives, there has to be some negatives to his game. Small negatives, but I think he still needs to improve with his processing. He's still a little raw in that department. But you can expect that from a sophomore quarterback. As on this play, Liberty's going to be having a 3-receiver stack at the top of the screen, and you'll see the top receiver there is going to be running a slant, and then the guy motioning in is going to sort of be running a delayed slant. Going to be faking outside and then coming back in, and the play is going to work very well against the man coverage from Syracuse. And there's also going to be a clean pocket, but for some reason Malik looks off of it. When he had an open receiver there, and it's going to end up leading to a negative play. You'll see at this point, that first slant came across, and the second guy's coming, and no linebacker in the middle of the field. At this point, the ball's got to be out. That's going to be a big play, 20 yards, and you see the pocket's clean, but for some reason, Malik doesn't throw it, evades the pocket, and then almost throws a dangerous pick there. So, although he's an athletic guy, he's got to stay disciplined, stay in the pocket, and, take what the defense gives him. Alright, so here, looking at the NC State game, this play is going to be another example of where Malik needs to develop as, a quarterback mentally with his processing, as Liberty's going to be running a 4 verticals play here, and NC State is presenting cover 3 before the snap, and it's going to be a cover 3 after the snap. So what Malik should be reading is that middle safety, because he's going to be in a bind between those 2 inside receivers on the strong side, as one of them is going to be crossing his face, and the other one should be, coming behind him. So this play, theoretically should work, and you'll see it does work, but Malik just doesn't get rid of the ball. Also, there's a 3-man rush, so Malik should have all day to, process this and deliver a good throw. But you'll see he doesn't pull the trigger here. And we'll see what the play looks like at the last step of his drop back. At this point, go up a bit there. That middle crossing route, that middle post, is pretty open. Linebacker's still kind of there, but he could float it over there. And you'll see that middle safety sort of committed to that middle post. So that vertical near the hash will be open. But Malik, for some reason, doesn't pull it. As you see at this point, that middle vertical is very open. Malik doesn't pull it, decides to run. And unfortunately, leads to a drop pass, although he did well to still find a target. But definitely could have done a lot better there with his processing. Here's another play against NC State, as Liberty's basically be running a 2-man concept at the top of the screen. Outside receivers going to be running a double move, and then the inside is going to be running an in. And NC State's going to be blitzing here. Malik's first read, and really the point of this play is to get the corner on the double move. But it is a 2-man concept, so I think Malik should be able to read this, as NC State's going to blitz and sort of do like a QB contain at the same time. And it leaves the middle of the field open, so the guy running the in will end up becoming open. And at this point, understanding the leverage, that linebacker safety covering the inside receiver, his chest is completely facing the sideline. So Malik should know that this is going to be open. For some reason, he doesn't pull the plug and just doesn't let go of the ball. I'd like to see better anticipation from him on a play like this. Here, another play versus NC State. NC State's presenting a blitz pre-snap, and they're going to be blitzing and play man coverage behind it with a single high safety. And Willis is going to have 4 routes coming out. But on a play like this, I'd like for him to recognize the blitz pre-snap, post-snap, and then look for a matchup that he could win with. So on this play, you can see the slot looks like he's going up against a safety or just a bigger player, a guy that he should have an advantage over when it comes to quickness. And he's going to be running sort of like a stutter slant, and he's going to be wide open in the middle of the field. But Malik doesn't recognize this mismatch, and instead goes to the receiver at the top, running sort of like a skinny post. So as the blitz comes in, Malik's got to get rid of it quick. Chooses that receiver. As you see, the slot guy, gets open quickly, and that that would have been like a 20-yard gain. Now, some of these mental mishaps are small, and some of them don't even get punished. You'll see here on a play like this, Liberty up 5, 3rd and 10, fourth quarter, huge play. on their own 20, and they have a 2-by-1 formation here, and they basically have 3 in-breaking routes, and then an out on the strong side of the field. And NC State's gonna have a 5-man front sort of, and then just have a QB contain and playing more so man coverage in the back. And Liberty's play works very well as they're gonna have 2 in-breaking routes, wide open in the middle of the field. But Malik chooses not to throw them and throws an out very late, a very dangerous throw and out to the strong side of the field. He throws it late, and you'll see the result. He's gonna just stack the bottom there. At this point, at the end of his drop back, even up here, he's got 2 guys on the inside who are open, we can throw to and have an easy first down. And you'll see at this point the out is already looking back to the quarterback, and Malik hasn't even gotten his arm back, so that's already very late. And right there he releases the ball, very tight window, tough angle, and you're that late, and it ends up leading to an interception. So as you can see there, a small mental mistake, or even a big one in this case, it's going to get punished, especially at the next level. Now, besides this sort of lack of understanding what the defense is giving him, and understanding of leverage with his receivers, one of his other big issues is just on his deep balls. He doesn't really step into them, and he likes to throw them off his back foot. I don't know if that's just strictly a footwork thing, or if he feels like he's late and he has to throw it quickly, so he just tosses it off his back foot. That's another thing to look out for, as here you'll have a vertical, open at the top of the screen. It does well to find it there on the sort of double move there, but you'll see he floats it, ends up leading to an interception. And right there, he's off his back foot, a completely open pocket that he can step into. Anticipates this well, but he's got to do better with his feet there, and he's got a lot more time than he thinks. And like I said, leads to the floater and an interception. And Liberty's running a clever concept here against an aggressive blitzing Virginia Tech defense, as it's basically be a 2-on-2 matchup at the top, 2 guys playing man coverage, and the receivers running an out and go concept. So that outside corner, the boundary corner, when he sees the out from the inside receiver, he's going to jump it, thinking that due to the blitz, Malik's not going to have time to make a second read and look downfield. We see what Malik does with that power and mobility he has. He's going to break a tackle, and he's still going to have time to read down the field and make a crazy throw. This is the sort of X factor ability that he brings to the field. He's rolling right, 2 route read right there. That inside corner jumps it, outside corner jumps it, while the inside corner should be staying with that inside receiver. Wide open down the field, Malik with a crazy spin out of a block and just a 50-40 yard pass downfield. It's the sort of superstar ability that he has. Now, to give my final thoughts on Willis and summarize what we saw on the tape, I really do like him as a prospect. When I'm looking at quarterback prospects, I try to see undeniable things about them. I think Malik Willis, as soon as he enters the NFL, will be one of the more athletic guys. Definitely up there also in terms of thickness. So physically, he definitely looks the profile, and that's what I like, these undeniable traits. And then I think he does his best work out of structure. He does a great job keeping his eyes downfield, standing tall even in the face of pressure. And he can make throws off some different platforms, off his back leg, moving to the side, and he's still accurate in those situations. And then in structure, you can see he still shows off that strong arm, can make all the throws, can throw far side on those out routes like we saw. But then there are still some issues, a lot of floaters with the deep balls, and his touch down the field is sort of inconsistent. He's great in the middle and short areas of the field, but he still needs to work on the touch on those deep balls, getting his feet ready, and then moving in the direction of his throws to create some more power when he's looking downfield. And then also there's those things with mental processing, which I hope will be improved now in his junior season. You'd expect that from a college quarterback, but Malik definitely still needs to improve there. You know, he needs to recognize the mismatches he has, the leverages. You know, there's a lot of work to be done there. But overall, like I said, I think he's a great prospect, and you know, I definitely could see myself, if I was a GM, picking him in the first round. You know, based on how far he goes in his junior season, you know, I could definitely see him being a top 10, top 5 guy. So, yeah, great stuff from Malik. And yeah, guys, that is the end of the video. Please make sure to let me know if there's a player you want to see in the next film session. And yeah, I'm out.